the Trevor Jackson Podcast.
I want to give De La Soul a round of applause. Also, what Mass Appeal has done this year, they deserve an award. Whoever created this idea to release Slick Rick, Raekwon the Chef, Ghostface Killer, Big L, the Mobb Deep posthumous album. Can this be considered a posthumous album also? Nas and Mass Appeal, I want to give y'all a round of applause. I've checked out the press run that De La Soul has been on, and it has, inspired me. It has gave me a feeling of nostalgia and an appreciation for the OGs in hip hop for paving the way. And I want to do something different. I want to do, instead of react to the whole project, because this is a pretty long project, it's 20 records. Another thing, I want to give my top 5 songs, the songs that resonated with my soul the most, because this is a little bit before my era, before my generation. I really started purchasing. I was listening to hip hop in the early 80s. In the late 80s and the early 90s. But when I started getting my own money, going to the Turtles, the Blockbusters, what was the name of them stores back in the days? It was just different stores back in those days where we used to put the headset on, sit down and listen to the album before we bought it. But my era was like 94. I done told y'all a multitude of times on my platform, the first 2 albums I bought was Outkast's second album in 94 and Nas, It Was Written in 94. Those was the first 2 albums I purchased with my own money. So De La Soul is before me, but I'm a person that appreciates hip hop so much that I do my research on what came before me. And De La Soul is one of the greatest groups of all time, one of the best trios of all time. I say the Lox is the best trio of all time, but I really resonate with De La Soul, and this resurgence of De La Soul gave me a totally different perspective. But before we get into the article, this is the 5th song. I'm going to do my top 5 records off of this album. And I'm going to start with number 5. This is the song that resonated with me a lot, man. Let's get to it.
But now I'm in a place where the taste for the grit is no longer what I'm craving. Testing life and the grades is up. The view is bright when them shades is up. And I don't mean what sits upon Dwayne Wayne is, but the dark thoughts my mind bathed in. Now put behind me come what may. Free spirit residing where the gut lay. A hippie at heart like Freddie, so I keep a smile steady and negativity out of my focus. No longer at odds with staying hard in life. Greener the side where your God's in life. Blessed to be intact with change and have an insight to aim. I'm in a different world. A world worth living. A world I never knew. I'm in a different world. A world worth living. A world so sweet and true. I'm in a different world. Worth giving. I'm in a different worth living. I'm in a different world. Hey.
Gravity would have us walk heavy, but we who read the wind know the freedom of levity. We live in the now moment when the beat drops. We march to the beatbox of our own frequency, field of light ascension, where friends become ancestors, ancestors become friends. We in a different world where the connection transcends.
Hard for me to cry cause I'm thankful. You right beside us with thankful. Steering us through right and left turns. What we earn is another angel on the side. Or is it too hard for me to cry? Cause we hold too much in and lie to ourselves. We're saying we are strong and wrong and being selfish and wishing you had never died. It's like we lost a limb to gain the win. But Mason rather be whole. I know you are providing us with warmth, but I'd rather you here with us, fighting through the cold. Us arguing and mad at each other would be better than us to not have each other. But all I can do is bite my lip and be blessed to have you steering the ship from a different world. A world worth living. A world I never knew. I'm in a different world. A world worth living. A world so sweet and true. I'm in a different world. Worth giving. I'm in a different. Worth living. I'm in a different world. Hey, hey.
That's a fire record, man. That is authentic hip hop. I don't think nobody can say anything bad about that. That is nostalgic music. Man, I grew up watching A Different World. Watching Bill Cosby transition and put college in the forefront, highlighting education. You know, the sample. Was that Jermaine Jackson? Educate me on this now. Was that Jermaine Jackson? The sample's stupid. Pete Rock. I haven't said rest in peace to Dave yet, but rest in peace to Dave. Those bars was personal. This is almost a tearjerker type of album, to be honest with you. You know, the poetry from the Gina lady who was featured on her, flawless. Hey, this is flawless so far. The features, the people who they even got on this album it's impeccable, man. I was gonna make some clips because that's what I normally do when I react to albums, clip the highlights from interviews that I seen, but Billboard put this phenomenal piece of article out, man. And I just wanted to read it. You know, my platform is a reading platform. As I age, I feel like reading is important, you know, instead of looking at visuals and listening to people speak during interviews and stuff. I like to read to y'all to keep my brain fresh, to keep y'all brain fresh, just to keep us up to speed, man, because I feel like that's important. So Billboard put out this piece. It said, De La Soul reflects on Trugoy and the group's first album without him during late night visit to the Billboard office. They stopped by the New York office after hours for a photo shoot, interview, and playthrough of its new album, Cabin in the Sky. Somehow, after a long day of interviews, rollouts, and conversations surrounding the group's new album, Cabin in the Sky, De La Soul pulls up to the Billboard office ready to party. It's pitch black outside. The office is completely empty after a long workday, but Kelvin Mercer and Vince Mason are bursting at the seams with energy and excitement surrounding their first album in 9 years. You know, salute to Billboard for putting this piece out because likely their album won't even chart on Billboard. A lot of the albums from Mass Appeal may not chart, but what it means to the culture and the creativity is not lacking. The artistry is not lacking in none of these albums that Mass Appeal has put out. It's just that we're living in a different time and music is transcending in a way that, you know, I feel like people need to get off of the popular streaming sites and create their own playlist or create their own applications. If Nas would have created a Mass Appeal app and would have released all of these albums, and they didn't care about Billboard's charting, streaming on all of those platforms and stuff, and they would have just put all of this music on the Mass Appeal app, they probably would have did or been more successful than they are, just being honest. Or that's just something that I'm interested in because I'm kind of tired of distribution and the way that music is being sold and the low numbers, and hip hop is not on Billboard when we have had the most phenomenal year in probably 2 decades. So let me keep reading the article. Cabin in the Sky, which drops Friday, November the 21st, is De La's first album without David Trugoy the Dove, who passed away unexpectedly in 2023. The resulting 20 songs are a perfect encapsulation of what makes De La such a legendary group. The playful banter, eclectic samples, including one of the Boston's More Than a Feeling and Reflective Wisdom, are all on display. The New York rappers were approached by Nas and Mass Appeal at the top of the year to create a new record as part of the label's Legend Has It series, which throughout 2025 has included releases from Raekwon, Ghostface, Big L, and more veteran greats. De La was hard at work on his Premium Soul on the Rocks project at the time, an EP produced by DJ Premier that was technically announced back in 2014 but never came to fruition. De La decided a new album was a necessary and fitting challenge for the group, whose last proper release was And the Anonymous Nobody back in 2016. Below, De La chats about the late Trugoy the Dove, the role of the algorithm, and how important it is to still have an album rollout in 2025, which they've done a phenomenal job. They've been on everybody's platform that I'm familiar with. If you are tapped into the culture, they was on Rory and Maul's platform. They have been everywhere. They was on Fat Joe platform. I can't even think of Fat Joe and Jada. They was everywhere. They was on Hot 97. They was on The Breakfast Club. They have been everywhere. They didn't go on Joe Budden's platform, but Joe Budden them had to speak about them on their latest episode also. So let's get into it. I kind of want to start off by just talking about the last 2 years you guys have had. The situation with Tommy Boy Records is finally resolved. De La is on streaming. Everyone was celebrating you and your cultural impact again. You're now about to release your first album in 9 years. Is there any sort of overwhelming feeling happening at this moment? I want to talk about Tommy Boy Records and what they did to De La Soul and how De La Soul wasn't on streaming platforms for years and how the business was funny. That was foul, man, to do that to one of the legendary groups of all time, man. They have created some of the most important music in hip hop. They have one of the most, I know this doesn't have nothing to do with the music or whatever though, but the shoe that they released, I don't want to overdo it though, but it's one of the most classic shoes of all time and one of the most important dunks of all time. I have it too. I wish I could get it signed. I'll never wear it because it's a cultural piece that is just so important. I should put it up on the screen, but I don't feel like reaching for it. It's right there though. De La Soul's a fire. Pose. I'm feeling absolutely beautiful. I'm really happy and proud about this album, proud of all the work we accomplished. When you get to that finish line and you realize things that you have had in your mind are now manifested. And I feel strongly about this album, obviously because it's the first album we done without Dave. But it's here in the physical, and I can say without question, Dave is here. His spirit, his energy is very much part of this album. Anything that he had placed in certain songs that we chose to use, all of that is felt. In that regard alone, that's a success. But I really, really feel like De La fans are going to love this album. We do. Most definitely. Going off that, the package has an all joyful sprinkling of classic De La Soul records. To lean back into the playfulness, especially after the loss of Dave, feels very intentional to me. What it's like revisiting the playfulness without Dave around. That's something naturally just exists within us, Maceo says. We're big kids. It's not like we're trying to channel some shit. It's what's already exists in the people that we are. We have done moments today that we bug out about. I've always had a problem saying that there aren't a lot of artists that are like that. Cameras on, mean face, muscles, references to the street. But then when you get off that cam, they're the funniest, most hilarious people you ever want to meet. But we're just never us. Being who we are, that was a part of our mold. And in their defense, I think it's just being guarded based on how the industry has treated us. You keep your radar up for the bullshit. I wonder why people don't naturally want to be funny, happy on the screen, having a good time. Because when I think of De La Soul, that's what I think about. They are something that is unique to the culture, that is not normal to the culture. And before I continue reading, I want to get into another one of the records that was really important to me. And it's featuring a brother from the South. Let's get right to it though, man. This one is featuring Killer Mike. And this is talking about a quick 16 for mama. Let's go.
Mama said if
All
you
right,
want
y'all.
things,
I need y'all to kick a quick verse on this for your moms. Nothing long, like a 16, you know? Shout out and honor Mrs. Mercer and Mama Niece. Mercer, you got your 16?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Mike, you ready?
Man, I got 24.
Nah, King. Keep it short and sweet. So Mercer, you go first.
Well, see, my mama was from Waynesboro, Georgia, where a glass of struggle, life is sure pour you. So she migrated up to New York, where I was born. The BX from burning buildings seemed to be the norm. Her heart was filled with love and kindness, and kept family in front, never behind us. And her words had a compass in them to help course correct and move us round the world without venom in our hearts. And ain't no surprise, she made us walk with humbleness in our eyes. She said, no wanting this and that, be clear on what you need, and no sweat and tears may accompany the bleed. And she would rather us not send prayers up for things our own hands could gather. And since we all sprouted up from out of God's good dirt, she valued getting dirty if God was in the work. Thank you,
Mama
mama.
said if you want
No
things,
doubt. Now that's love.
you gotta hustle for it.
Love and miss you, Mrs. Mercer.
You gotta hustle.
Let me take this moment to show my mama some love. I love you, mommy.
Always say
Alright, killer.
if you want
You
things,
got that
back
16 ready, fam?
You already know, king shit.
Let's get it.
I'm rolling and smoking easy. I'm thinking about Mama Niecy. I told her that I'ma be an MC and mommy believe me. Smoking a joint, making a point. She tell her friends, my baby gon' be a rapper. Point at me, say go again. Shit, I was trying to be Brother Marquise from 2 Live. I grabbed the microphone, tell my tall tales of my true life. I was a gangster and a scholar and I ran my own world. I had the money and the power and the cars and the girls. My mommy told me one day, baby, but right now you just 9. And when you finally find a girlfriend, make sure she more than fine. Make sure she got a beautiful heart, intelligent mind. A caretaker, not just a taker, gotta take care of mine. You see, Niecy was my Afeni, my Valletta, and more. She was Mama Wade, I was Rico in my cup, she was poor. I thank the Lord for only 16 when she had me, had to be hard for. So I moved like a man on a mission from God.
There it is.
There it is.
Nice and quick, but not lacking in the love.
Love you, mama.
I know you both high for your lovely mothers. Know that they both looking down, proud, my brothers. Salute. Salutery. Salutations. Love your mothers, y'all, because they matter.
Powerful record. If your mother is here, man, appreciate your mother, man. Round of applause to both of those brothers for those fire verses. And just a quick 16 for your mama. Ain't nobody more important in a man's life than his mother. I love both of these records I played so far. Like, these are powerful, man. To me, the Mobb Deep album was a great album. I love the songs on the Mobb Deep album. But this De La Soul is great. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's great. It's a good album. You know, hip hop is in a place where it's something for everybody. I'm 45 years old. So if these brothers came before me, this is resonating with the brothers that's 50 and up. You know, you got artists that is 18 that's resonating with people that's 18 and under. You got people like the Drakes, the Kendricks, the Coles, the Wales, and all of those that's resonating with the 30-year-olds. It's just something for everybody in the culture now, and I'm very appreciative for it. Let's get back into this article on Billboard, and then we're going to play some more of the records. My top 5. That was 2 so far. You know, A Different World and a quick 16 for the mamas. The next record, all the records that I'm going to play is extremely fire. Real talk. Your colorful cover art over the years has really set the tone for your albums in that way. Other rappers relied on machismo and grimier art when you guys first came out, but De La chose those kaleidoscope colors and unique designs. The cover for Cabin in the Sky is no different. How important is the role of cover art in making your music? Pause. The role of cover art is very important. It was almost like the microphone for us. Like, come on, everybody gather around. At the time, 3 feet high and Rising came out. It really stood out because of that. But that wasn't the particular thought process going into this. We just knew that in the title being what it were like, we'll see a sky, feel like a sky should be involved. Then what was in the sky was what we tweaked and figured out. Let me read that again because that kind of caught me up, but it was just weird seeing all those W's and the we's and wasn't and well and all of that. We just knew that in the title being that it was we were like, well, we see a sky, feel like a sky should be involved. Then what was in the sky was what we tweaked and figured out. So what was in the sky? What does it mean to have a cabin in the sky? Pause again. It plays off our own partner who has transitioned and where he is. As I explained in the title track, does he have his cabin? How many acres did he get? If you did really well, took care of yourself, help others, did you get more acreage with this cabin? So it's like your mansion or your home in the sky in heaven. But as Mace would say, joy and pain, there's a lot of therapy in that album. How we touched on Dave and what we feel and how we feel he should feel. And also just this album in general, man. It felt like Dave was working with us from heaven. So that's how it is. It's like I could speak about him and the next song is him. He's very much a part of this album and I think it's just beautiful. Damn, that's crazy, man. I'm going to tell you something about us as black folks and artistry and creativity. I feel like that's the reason for being alive. A lot of people work hard their whole life to consume and purchase what others create. But I feel like the purpose of life is to create something for others to consume. Salute to De La Soul. Scattered thoughts throughout the album. You rap a lot of turns of phrases that feel like you got them from your therapist, like talk less, listen more. Pause. I can't even tell you when I wrote that. I just know at times that's how I wrote it. Like someone could just say something like, yo, y'all need to like something. I definitely embodied that phrase. And I do feel like a lot of times I've said it in other parts of the record. In that song, Sunny Storms, I say something like, as we get older, we talk healthier, loud attitude, crave to be stealthier. And I just mean that, like wisdom usually calms you down. The volume goes down with wisdom. You observe more and take more in as a teacher, as opposed to when you're ignorant. Your mouth is always open. So I think that's where I really come from. Sometimes you gotta listen the F up. Pause. And shut the F up. Man, I remember like being a youngster, right? I used to just talk. This podcast is something that's interesting for me because in real life, I'm an introvert. I really don't talk that much, but I get to let my personality out and talk about the things that's of my interest. That's why I basically got to do a podcast alone. Because, my interest is different from other people's interests. But listening to these brothers talk about shutting up and listen up, I listen more than I speak. But when I cut this microphone on, I got a lot to say. When I cut the microphone on over a beat after I write my lyrics, I got a lot to say because I'm expressing myself. But in real life, I really don't talk that much. Just being honest with y'all, man. It's just interesting to see other brothers talk like this and speak like this as you age. You want to listen more, hear more, react less, and just exist. Hey, I'm going to get back to the article. I want to play my third song that really resonated with me. Dope song. My favorite artist is featured on this song, who I consider the GOAT. Nostradamus, Nasty Nas, the one who put all this together at Mass Appeal. Let's get to it. Run it back.
Yo, 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 yo! Report, everyone report in. That's right, it's magic. It's magic like the 3. But yo, don't ever get it misconstrued when you see us coming through with them Dayglow colors. Lyrically, we run it all day. So if you throw it towards us, we gonna run it back.
Long Island, Long Island. It's the birth of a team here to clean up the turf, and the worth of the dream is to change the regime and the lean that we lay with the words that we spray, with the way that we teach y'all to act. Run it back. With the palms, with the dice, and the songs that we slice with the plate, earn the weight and the height, and the qualms with the price, with the men never mice when we on the device of the mic. Never that. Run it back. Put my rap on the line and the math of the signs that we make be the cake that we stack on my grind. I'm a one of a kind and the one from the vine of the grape where you heard I'm the cap. Man, it's the thing that we hang around our neck like a chain. It's the piece of the pain. At the least, it's the lane that my flow travel down in the sound. We the rock cocaine to the brain on the track. Overdue with the new when you beg for the brew that we stirred and we heard that you don't have a clue how it's made. It's the boom to the back like the full and the paid that parade. Hey, yo, my nigga, run it back. We're the sons of the beat and we stay on our toes with our feet exposed to the con, to the creek, cause our ears in the street and our minds in the stars. Man, y'all know who we are, Tux Pack.
That's what I'm talking about. Nassau and Suffolk County, we up in here. But we gonna take it on over to Queens, to my brothers in the bridge, who's about to run it back.
Oh, there go Daylight. There go Nas right there. Hey, yo. There go Jungle right there. Hey, yo, everybody get back. Everybody look out. There go the guard. Let the guard through. Let my brother through.
Unsmackable, half of you laughable. You won't be photographable if I have to run through half of your crew. I'm only trying to get smarter, like 5%ers in Parliament, Harlem, rep the bottom. Run it back, not the bottom like the bottle of snake wine with a snake still in it. We sip and see if it takes time to fill it. I'm speaking to buildings, ghetto tenements, the militants, no suburbia privileges. Run it back, from a rap, it's no wonder that 3's the magic number, add me to that number, that's 4. The 4th BG, the 4th ZZ Top member, the 4th Fuji, who me? I fantasize musically when it's suiting me. It's wild as the 80s, 90s, and thousands. How it was sick, how did it slip? Now it's just Doji Dot and Scissor with most powerful hits. Leon Thomas, Shabuzi with the country rap. Only black artists on top of the charts, something's whack. Run it back. Not only loving, only black. Don't start with that. The problem hatched probably with Napster back in 99. In fact, was Nas the pride for getting diamond plaques? He cries inside about it, never. He just runs it back.
Okay, everyone, I know your heartbeat is running fast after running it back, so let's slow it down. Take a deep breath in. Now, take a deep breath out.
Dope track, man. I like the fact that Nas gave a lot of respect and credit for Doechii, Kendrick Lamar, Shabuzi, Leon Thomas. Great artists creating something new, something unique, and giving something to the game that is fresh, refreshing. Also, the verse before Nas came on, them brothers at De La Soul, man. I can't say, to be in the game almost as long as I've been alive is something unique. And to still be able to put the words together the way they putting the words together. Fire record. Let's get back to the article. But there are moments on this album where you almost flex that wisdom like you would money or cars or something. How important was it to strike that balance of, hey, we're still out here and we're competitive in this thing called hip hop, but at the same time, pause. Lyrics always meant a lot, whether it was being creative with it, whether it's being within the act of lyricism. A lot of that always felt like a natural play for me. People who I get inspiration, they think of it the same way. Yasin Bey, Talib Kweli, Common, Black Thought. Those are dudes that figured out a way to express yourself, but express yourself within this canon of rhymes. They don't gotta be super big words, but just figuring out cool words to say something. For me, it was kind of like, wow, wait, I went there. That's dope. You know, I want to say something about lyrics and a wordplay that, you know, I'm reacting and celebrating De La Soul, Nas, Mass Appeal, hip hop in general. But I'm an artist myself, and I can't help but involve my ego at this point in the interview and at this point in the reading the article, because this struck something within me, like lyricism. And me being from Tennessee and my music being independent and me putting my heart and my soul and my life into my creativity. Where I'm from, a lot of people prioritize and appreciate what's popular or what's cool. And they don't prioritize or appreciate storytelling and wordplay and metaphors and just putting the words together, life experiences and things like that. But, you know, I'm 15 albums in, man, and I've only evolved from my start to my finish. And I plan on continuously creating. I got a studio session set up for my birthday early next year. And I was thinking about creating a jazz hip hop album, but I'm not going to create a jazz hip hop album. I'm going to create just a solely Southern country hip hop album, but it's going to have elements of lyricism and wordplay that is not normal to where I'm from. I'm just going to be genuinely who I am. And when I hear these brothers speak about the importance of lyrics and words being said and talking about life experiences and things, it matters to me, man, but it's not popular. So what I want to say about that is that, man, when you creating and you're a person who loves creating, and you'll create for free, because I'm one of those individuals. I'll create for free. Continue to do you, man. No matter if it's famous or you ever get famous or become successful from it. Continue to do you, big dog. So, Mace, Leos have the ability to do shit right. Pause. Yeah, like when I listen to these songs and think about it, I'm like, yeah, I pulled that one off. Well, but yeah, it's always important for us too. Leos, man. So tell me about a quick 16 for Mama. We played that record. I don't want to read that part of the article. I want to go to another area of this interview or whatever. Look at those brothers, how they dressed and stuff, man. With the J's on and the dunks and the jogging pants and boggins and all of that. You know, it's crazy. Okay. Attention spans. It's interesting you brought up attention spans now that you guys are on streaming and a part of this algorithmic ecosystem. Do you guys feel pressured at all to play that game? No, I don't care. I just don't care. Pause. I agree with him. We don't even come from that era of understanding. We don't understand the algorithm, but the creative aspect doesn't even care about that. It's about getting that point across. And I'm just being honest. Mass Appeal, when we told them we were doing this album, was like, oh, you got 10 songs? Cool, let's go. And I was like, nah, we have to let this album take it where it needs to go, which ended up being 20 songs. Mace, as an artist, I don't care about the algorithm. As a DJ, it's a battle. The algorithm is actually dictating what music should be played out in the world. Who the F is the algorithm? What party have you DJ'd, algorithm? What party have you ever DJ'd, algorithm? You know what I mean? What radio station have you ever worked for, algorithm? Wow. Pause. You do realize Mac is not the algorithm. I'm on your side, Mace, but what does that battle look like then from your perspective? I'm going to play a record, but I want to read these aspects of them talking about the algorithm. Mace, my pushback is to be where the algorithm is and challenge it by playing music, by playing music, hoping that the algorithm will follow my lead and every other DJ's lead. The only way you can change what's happening is to go on the same platform and press upon it as well. So this is where, in my mind, I just created a battle to knowing that what we've been up against, that's been dictating music here. Pause. I'm just trying to use this as a debate. But when we came out, it was obviously different than the older generation before us. You know, they could be like, it's about vinyl. And we could be like, nah, you know, it's about cassettes and CDs. That's crazy, man, because evolving in the game is crazy, man. You know, when I first started dropping music, I was dropping CDs, and it was people before me that did cassettes. People before them did vinyl. People after me was on iTunes and on iPods. Now you got people on streaming and on their own platforms. I don't even know what's next, but it's just going to be interesting to see what's next. Let's get into another record, man. You know, this one is important to me. This is one of the greatest rappers of all time on this record. And I feel like, you know, I'm interested in seeing what's going to come of Nas' new album, because I feel like him and Kendrick Lamar and Nas is going to be doing a song together. But we ain't talking about what's to come. We hear what's now. This is Black Thought on De La Soul's album. Let's get to it.
Don't make me laugh, niggas funny. De La Soul, from the soul.
You can't duplicate the sound, boy.
Don't make me laugh, niggas funny.
Nigga, a noun, usually disparaging and offensive. A term used to refer to or address a black person.
Don't make me laugh, niggas funny.
Funny, an adjective providing fun, causing amusement or laughter, or warranted suspicion like you motherfuckers.
Don't make me laugh, niggas funny.
She walk around with her top down, let me talk in her ear, she know me a sop sound. Some do it for the culture, we do it for cultivating the mind that's knocked down. We worth millions, but not millionaires, cause music industry rules are in disrepair. Yet matrimony of time and body intervenes with wisdom to right the wrongs of any would-be king. They offering a castle, but who owns the land? Questions rarely asked in becoming a man. See, way back when we were teens and wide-eyed with the third one closed, while the nose is breathing up the glitz, trying to catch a whiff of the fame and gather any shine on her name. But jealousy rained down from those who thoughts are never sunny, saying,
don't make me laugh, niggas funny.
It be that textbook hood dilemmas. When you about to gain light, jealous ones want to install the dimmers. Now it's the same as then. A nigga heart is on hate while his face lies to you with a grin is where the evil eye lurks. Watching others approving of your works. One too many praises raises their blood with fermented frowns, or a smirk they throw mud while saying,
don't make me laugh, niggas funny.
And the elder steady telling the youth that wisdom's being pulled out the hood as if attached to a tooth. And now nerves exposed. Girls trying to set the boys on the right track. They like the nerve of them hoes. I suppose when they were kids they watched cartoons and flew around their room like the man from Krypton. As they got older, you know what some do. They separate red and blue and get their bloods and Crips on. So many mesmerized by the mess. They hear the ringing in their ears. That's the gods trying to align them. But unlike pianos, they choose to be out of tune. So that's where you find them. A wrench with the stench for somebody else's come up. Especially when our skin is indigenous to the sun up. I run up to write on the page of life, but they snatch it from me while saying,
don't make me laugh, niggas funny.
And on the other side of this, you have them funny style niggas talking with a hiss.
They fashionably foul and flashing, trying to get a reaction from the crowd. It's wild to knock this kid on his ass with unallowed. All these bird niggas missing they words is running round out here waiting for the man like Velvet Underground. Smart brothers keep convincing themselves to dumb it down, picking poison off of bodega shelves to numb it now. Listen, when it get ugly quick fast and in a hurry sometimes, it boiled down to who had the biggest money or the one who feel he wanted enough to get it from you. Think you hungry enough?
Don't make me laugh, niggas.
Look,
funny.
I'm sick of following the masses. I'm sick of giving up game to niggas failing classes. Niggas lame. I'm sick of half-ass hip-hop flows. Sick of passport bros. Sick of hoes with the same fat ass and short nose. Uh-oh, they coming for me. Them clones wanna sum me. But shorties with the cookies and scones, they love to love me. Probably why some clown sweaties opposed to me mug me, I mean literally.
Don't make me laugh, niggas funny.
I'm from 5th and McKean, where people live in between horror and hell. Convince you that they just live in a dream. Every day another reason to play the visiting team. They say the meat of the makers if you could lift a machine where the stars don't shine bright and days ain't sunny. It's a struggle to fly right and claim victory in the subtlest twilight. But they ain't shit to me, check the history.
Don't make me laugh, niggas funny. Niggas funny. Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh, niggas funny.
You know, I'm not going to read any more of the article. Y'all go check it out for yourself. Go to billboard.com/De La Soul. It's a dope article. I read about 3/4 of it. It's just a little bit left. And I feel like this is a phenomenal album. I want to get up off of her and play my 5th song because, you know, I'm very appreciative for what they have done in the culture, and to see hip hop age and to see my favorite artists assist in hip hop aging in a healthy way. The culture that has, you know, I've gravitated to the most. The culture that has gotten me by, that has sparked my interest and my creative juices for my whole life. I appreciate this. I'm going to get up off of this thing, though, man, but I'm going to play my last song. All of these 5 songs that I've played was not in no specific order. The features on her is phenomenal, from Common to Black Thought to Killer Mike to Nas. If this is De La Soul's last album, man, real talk. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to my show, man. Hit the like button, hit the hype button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and check out the previous reactions in the playlist section of the hip-hop reviews and reactions. We get ready to play my last song, and I'm up off of her, man. Thank y'all.
Hey, say Y-O, say U-N, say G-W, say O-R, say L-D. What that spell? What that spell?
Hey young world, get it all today young world. Have a say young world, don't be the force till you play young world. Find your way young world, don't be led astray young world. Might sound a bit cliche young world, the world is yours. The world is yours.
Who's living their best life? Got the answers to the world on their test right. Holding up a score for all to see. Understand that there will be those you lose when you no longer feel lost. Those you choose when you understand the cost. Optional like sauce, still we pour it on. Got a tap on that self-esteem saying
the world is yours.
The future tastes good, serve it on a plate. And when it tastes bad, tapestry of fate. And some of y'all stop with your wallet size agenda to end up in somebody else's pockets. Use your own self for the win. Treat failure like a love affair that you need to end. Turn your life around. Read the contents in the package. Active ingredient be the world is yours. Even on emojis make you out to be misfits going down the wrong route. Don't focus on the fuss. And know we were young ones to the ones before us. Just try to gain what you couldn't get, but respect the names who had the groundwork set. And there's no forever young section, so make sure the life you live age you to perfection.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.